again, Massimo. Attilio, let's talk about sclerotherapy.
Ok, so parliamo di nutraceutici perché come
We're going to talk about nutraceuticals because, as we've understood, nutrition is vital in order to have a longer life, but especially, first and foremost, to have a healthier life. Why do we age? Different reasons, of course, not just genetics, but also chronic inflammatory process, a low-degree inflammatory process like free radicals, glycation processes, and a set of alterations, psychoneuroendocrines and immune system, and all of the processes that can happen in our bowels. Having said that, the notion of inflammation is something that enters our body and has to be counterfeited and has to be eliminated, as this article said. How can we contrast that? For sure, with a healthy nutrition. And as you can read here, I will concentrate on the nutraceuticals. From the nutraceuticals point of view, you've got a set of studies demonstrating how nutraceuticals can interact in good and positive ways as well as in bad ways in terms of nutrition and health. I wanted to focus on some of the new nutraceuticals, more specifically the super antioxidants. And I wanted to check what is being said in the literature, and we carried out a study. You can see Maca is the highest one, the one that has the highest value, the one you can find in fruits and small fruits. And this study is very important. It demonstrates that a randomized clinical trial evaluating the efficacy of an antocyanin maca berry extract can improve the metabolism. The effects of maca on diabetes was also declared and confirmed by a set of studies. It's another very important polyphenolic antioxidant that has a regulatory action on the metabolism. We also replicated this study confirming positive effects on the metabolism and on oxidation stress. We determined an improvement in terms of free radicals and other aspects. So if aging processes, you can contrast it with maca. Curcuma has always been appreciated, and it can have a very polyphenolic intensive action, and it can be the strongest natural. It is the strongest natural anti-inflammatory can be used for skin pathologies and other pathologies. This is a review that shows that curcuma can have a very important role. Hydroxytyrosol, why do we like it? It comes from the wastewaters of olive oil production, and it can have a very positive impact. There were several double-blind trials demonstrating that it can interact with the metabolic syndrome. As you can see also in terms of oxidation stress, this study was carried out in New Zealand, and it shows that this is another very powerful polyphenol in terms of this metabolism and oxidation stress. Another important activity is carried out by and this metabolic syndrome can be contrasted by AMLA. So even with AMLA alone or with simvastatin with similar results, of course you've got different collateral side effects. But we wanted to test these active principles, and therefore we carried out a study in order to see whether the association enables us to reach studies that were also depicted in other literatures. And these are the results we have reached. We have obtained. As you can see, the statistics are very good, are excellent. The parameters we've analyzed are very important, especially this one, oxidized cholesterol, because the oxidized LDL is what creates the plaque and creates blood problems, circulation problems. So the free radicals effect and so on and so forth. Then carnosine is another very interesting active principle because it counteracts the glycation process we were mentioning earlier. So this caramelization of proteins in terms of brain cells and skin cells. So it is it is nowadays acknowledged as one of the most powerful anti-aging agents, and we tested it together with hyaluronic acid and LSM for the skin properties, and we tested it experimentally. You can see that the PE values are very significant. So, for instance, skin aging, which is a very important factor also from the aesthetic point of view, you can see that hydration, moisturizing, and elasticity improves within 2 months, which doesn't happen with the placebo. We've also compared it to placebo, and the same applies to this. So in 2 months' time, we could already see some results. As to melatonin, we could say lots of things. We don't have the time because I can't say all of this in 8 minutes, but there are 22,000 articles on Medline about melatonin, which means something. So, of course, sleep regulation, hypothalamus and hypophysis regulation, so it's very important. Just look at this study on the left-hand side on omega-3, a randomized study in double-blind, a crossover study carried out in Norway. It's a very serious study, and you can see how they came to confirm the importance of omega-3 fatty acids. Here, together with resveratrol, we've got polydipsin, which is also important, folic acid, once again from olives again. So lots of things we really appreciate. And the last thing I'd like to stress is that these nutraceuticals act throughout the so-called hormesis process, which is something that is totally new and interesting. In these 4 extremely important methods you can apply in order to have a longer life, you can improve longevity. So in order to contrast cardiovascular diseases and so on, and cancer and so on, they can activate it with a low amount of these nutraceuticals. What does hormesis do? Of course, many things cause hormesis, but also polyphenol together with all of this. We've been talking about many nutraceuticals as chromatins that can activate hormesis. They can lead us to think that in the future they will be more and more important for a healthy aging and a healthy life. Thank you very much.